let me tell you about my favorite stuff. What's going on, guys? I'm JK, and this is JK is Hiking, where I'm all about hiking, backpacking, and gear. And today I want to share with you the things that were my favorite gear items for 2019. I don't want to beat around the bush, so let's just get right to it. The first gear item I want to talk about is my Hilltop Packs camera bag slash fanny pack slash front pack slash snack holder. This thing right here has become a huge favorite of mine this year. I got this a few months back. I actually got a prototype to test out and try for Hilltop Packs. Got to run it a little bit through the ringer to see how it would go. Loved the pack so much. Sent back my feedback, and next thing I know, Ben from Hilltop Packs sends me another one. And this time he sends me the full-blown edition, and this thing is awesome. I've used it on multiple hiking trips. I've used it on 3 different backpacking trips so far, and I love this thing. It is so easy to use. It is so well made. It's great. You can keep your camera in there with the knowledge that it is going to be safe from the elements. Another great thing about this pack is this big pocket up front. I love the fact that I can keep some snacks in here. It's a lot easier to access this than to access one of those side pockets on my hip belt. So this has become a huge favorite of mine for 2019. I'm a huge fan of coffee when I'm out in the backcountry. As a matter of fact, I'm a big fan of coffee anytime. And when I get out into the backcountry, it seems like I'm always using some kind of powdered instant coffee. And don't get me wrong, I like instant coffee, it's all right. But if we're being completely honest, there's nothing better than actual brewed ground coffee. And that's when I fell in love with this guy. This is the GSI Ultra Drip coffee filter. I love this little guy. It only costs about 10 bucks and it weighs nothing, and you can just clip it onto your cup. I've used this now on a few different trips and I have become a huge fan. I love being able to take really good coffee out into the backcountry with me, put it in this, and easily make me a cup of coffee in no time. Just because you're out in the backcountry doesn't mean you shouldn't be able to enjoy really good coffee. And thanks to this little filter, I get that opportunity. And so it's definitely become one of my favorite pieces of gear this year. Something I've never really used before, but all of my friends use them, and they are big fans, is a buff. I have never really used a buff all that much before. I've had some, just never really understood what to do with them until I got this Hightail Designs buff. This thing has been great for me this last year. As the weather has gotten colder, I'll wear it around my neck because I'm too much of a dummy to buy a puffy jacket with a hood, so I don't have any real warmth covering the back of my neck. I can always find a good hat to wear over my head, but this actually takes care of covering up my neck. I can also use it as a pot holder. When I sleep at night, I put this over my head like a balaclava and it keeps my face warm. These things are great because you can use them as towels, you can use them as pot holders, you can use them as neck gaiters to keep dust and bugs off of your neck, you can use them to keep yourself warm. This is an impressive piece of gear, and when 2019 started, I wasn't a believer, but I'm going into 2020 a complete believer in the buff. Everybody knows when you start backpacking, one of the most important things you can do is take care of your feet. And that means picking the right shoes. And for me this year, I tried out the brand new Saucony Mad River TRs. They have been on my feet so much that I have fallen in love with them. When I come off the trail, I'm bummed that I'm not wearing them during the week. They're extremely comfortable. They're lightweight. They're stupid durable. And they have such great grippy traction. I've really enjoyed using these shoes. These literally came out brand new this past summer, and I don't go anywhere without bringing these shoes along. If you'd like to find out more about these Saucony Mad River TRs, I'll put a card up here so that you guys can check that out and find out my first impressions of these shoes. In a few weeks, I'm probably going to be coming out with a full-on review after several months of owning these shoes and several hundred miles of hiking in them, what I think about the shoes, how they performed, and whether or not I would say you need to buy these. But for me, 2019 was the year of the Saucony Mad River TR. Anyone who knows me knows I love pillows way too much. I have way too many of them. My wife is constantly making fun of me because I'm always buying new camping pillows. And oddly enough, I think that trend may die now because I found, for me, the ultimate pillow, and that is the Nemo Fillo pillow. This guy right here is easily the most comfortable pillow I've ever owned, and this is coming off the heels of me praising the X pillow. Honestly, the X pillow is a great pillow. It's phenomenal, but this pillow just takes it to the next level. One of the best things about this pillow is that the top has a memory foam layer to it. If you're a hammock camper, you know you don't necessarily always want this big pillow where your head's sticking up. Because a lot of us, when we sleep, if we're laying on our backs, we don't want our heads pushing forward. We want our heads to be able to lay naturally. What's great about this pillow is I don't even pump this up in a hammock. I leave it completely deflated, and I'm able to have enough cushion that I'm able to lay my head back and be very comfortable. Not only that, when I sleep at home, I don't sleep without a pillow cover, so I'm sleeping with fabric on my head. I don't sleep with plastic or nylon on my head. The outside of this is a suede soft fabric that just feels so good on your face. This is an awesome pillow. And if you're a side sleeper, you can inflate the pillow and still enjoy this lovely, wonderful softness. When I look back on 2019, I'm going to realize that my pillow of choice was the Nemo Fillo. As many of you have learned over the last few months, I have gone from being a tent camper into becoming a hammock camper. This is a huge step for me because never in my life have I even considered hammock camping an option. I've always been a tent guy. When I was a Boy Scout as a child, I slept in tents. I didn't sleep in hammocks. Even when I car camped, I always slept in a tent. As a matter of fact, before this summer, I'd only ever slept in a hammock one time overnight, and it was miserable. But now that I am a hammock camper, one of my favorite pieces of gear is the UGQ Winter Dream tarp. Like I said, I'm a tent guy. I like sleeping in tents. For me, it's like having my own little house, my own little space when I get done at the end of the day. I like a little bit of privacy, a time to myself. I do a lot of hiking and backpacking with other people, and we talk the whole time. It is nice at the end of the day for me to have my own little place where nobody can bother me. And this tarp makes that possible. The UGQ Winter Dream is a tent made for all seasons. It's great because the ends of the tent close up and snap to prevent wind from coming through. And when it gets cold outside, those cold drafts come in. It's nice to have sides that close up and keep you warm when you're in your hammock. Another thing I love about this tarp is if you go to UGQ's website, you can completely personalize this tarp, even down to what kind of tie-outs that you have, the colors of the fabric, the tape that goes around the outside of the fabric, your ridgeline, everything can be personalized on the UGQ website. So when you get this tarp is the exact tarp that you want. 2019, I became a hammock camper, and the UGQ Winter Tarp became my tarp of choice. Another item that became a huge favorite of mine this year, also because of hammock camping, is the hang time hook. I love this little guy. It seems so simple, but it's brilliant. At the end of the day, a lot of times you're tired. You just want to go lay down. Your feet are sore. Your knees are sore. You're not really wanting to sit out anymore and talk to people. You just kind of want to go to bed. But at the same time, if you're like me, you got to get that brain to shut off. And one of the ways that my brain shuts off is by watching movies or YouTube videos, just allowing myself time to kind of veg out before I fall asleep. And this hang time hook makes that possible. This little guy right here gives you the opportunity to hang your phone above your head while being able to watch TV, watch videos, just laying in your hammock comfortably. I would dare say if you're a hammock camper and you don't have one of these, invest in it. You'll be glad you did. Unless you're just somebody who says, I don't want technology when I'm out in the woods, and I totally respect that. But if you're somebody like me, this is a great pickup. And for 2019, this was definitely one of my favorite pieces of gear. Now, those were all my favorite pieces of gear for 2019, but I have one more item that's not really one of my favorites yet, but I have a feeling it's going to become that, and that is my Dream Hammock Darien hammock. I've only taken this out one time, and it was an incredible experience for the first time, and I am looking forward to more trips in this thing, but like I said, I have trouble making it one of my favorite pieces of gear yet, only because I've used it one time, but I have a feeling this is my go-to from here on out, and I am not going to be disappointed. The one night that I got to sleep in this was absolutely awesome. If you want to check out more gear from Dream Hammock, you can go to dreamhammock.com and you can see all the different hammocks and other gear that they make. For me personally, I went with the Dream Hammock Darien. This is a stock version of the hammock because I don't know enough about hammocks to want to custom make a hammock and really screw the thing up. So I decided to go with just a stock hammock at this time that is the basic standard for their hammocks. It's got a zippered bug net and it's an incredible piece of gear, and I can't wait to see how 2020 goes with me using this hammock on every one of my trips. Well, there it is, guys. Those are my favorite pieces of gear for 2019. I would love to know what your favorite pieces of gear are, so put those in the comments below so that I can find out what you guys got really excited about taking into the backcountry with you this year. If you liked the video, hit the thumbs up if you found value in it. If you didn't, hit the thumbs down. I'm not somebody who holds a grudge. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell so every time one of these videos comes out, you find out about it. So until next time, stay strong, hike long, and I'll catch you on the next go around. What's going on, guys? I'm JK, and this is Jack. This is Jack. I'm jacked up trying to figure out how to start this thing. I could set up like a bedroom. This is stupid what I'm saying. This little guy right here gives you the opportunity to hang your phone, and stitching. Stitching is not one of the choices. I don't know why I just said that.